Please do not sell AI until you understand what I share in this video, because you've probably tried and actually failed before, and it's not your fault. You see, there are so many gurus and creators pushing this AI business model right now, when in reality, they have no idea what they're talking about. I can assure you on that. And this is coming from me, who was one of the first in the AI space. You can look at my channel, go back to one of my first videos. This was like 2+ years ago when I was talking about AI. And now, you know, when we're in 2025, everyone is all of a sudden jumping on it. And there are things you need to understand when it comes to creating an offer around this type of business model. And if you don't understand this, it won't work. So make sure you watch to the end and make sure you follow these 3 steps very seriously. So let's jump straight into the first one, which is going to be tool versus transformation. We're not going to mess about. Here is what you need to understand. In 600 BC, when electricity was invented, bit of a spelling mistake there, but when electricity was invented, we have Ben Franklin right here. Nobody wanted electricity. People wanted lighting. They wanted to be able to see in their houses. And it's the same way for AI. Nobody wakes up, no business owner in their right mind wakes up and says, oh, I want AI. It just doesn't happen. Owners need more revenue, customers, profit to prevent their business from dying. And this is the tool versus transformation scenario. AI is like electricity. I'm going to make this quick because I need you to drill this home. AI is like electricity. Nobody wants it. Business owners don't want messy wires. They don't want to understand the mechanisms that you're using in your offer. Nobody cares about that. They want warmth, they want light, they want revenue. And the big question is, how do you actually sell the transformation, which is what I'm going to explain next really quickly. But hopefully this makes sense, right? In the same way, yeah, nobody wanted electricity. They wanted to be able to see. And in the same way, as I said, what we need to do is simplify our offer. And this is an imperative kind of mandatory exercise that you should do, because your success kind of comes down to your outcome-driven sales messaging. So this is an amazing point that you can use for both sales calls to prevent confusion if you are selling AI or similar services online, and also for your offer messaging. So if you're going to be doing cold DMs, if you're going to be doing warm DMs, whatever it may be, this is also what you need to do. And the one statement you need to explain to a prospect clearly, and yourself actually, is what are you going to do with their money? If you can have one slide on a sales doc or whatever you want to have, and it just says, here is what I'm going to do with your money. What this is doing is it's essentially cutting the BS, because you're not going to be explaining X, Y, and Z and fancy mechanisms. What you're going to be explaining is the simple value, which is exchanged for money, right? Which you probably know. But most beginners, like you watching this, you probably drag AI and other benefits into the sales process when you're trying to book appointments, and this will never work. So for example, if we use my SaaS example, this is my actual example, you give me $49 and you get 3,000 verified decision makers within minutes. You see how much clearer it is. It's focused on the outcome. It's focused, like what I said about lighting and electricity. It's clear what you get. There's no BS. AI you can use, sure, to enhance the process of the delivery and the fulfillment, but you shouldn't really have it as your main selling point anymore, in my opinion. Now, that's just one example. Let me give you other ones, so keep watching. If you work with gyms, and let's say you want a done-for-you agency offer, you could say something like, our system books 25 extra 6-week challenges, sign-ups, and converts 8 to 12 into long-term EFT, memberships monthly, basically electronically transferred funds. So yeah, that is what EFT stands for, just in case you're wondering. Just saying that like their debit card will be automatically billed, but you don't have to include that. But this is the point, right? We're selling the end results and not AI, but you can use AI, which I'll explain, to deliver great results and lower the cost within, lower the cost of expertise within an organization, which I'll explain in literally 2 seconds. Another one is wellness. Let's say you help wellness studios, Pilates. Most studios you can see 10 to 15 extra first-class conversions, which naturally rolls 3 to 5 new memberships. Coaching, let's say you help coaches, consultants, we put 18 qualified strategy calls on your calendar monthly without risking anything. First, it's very important you don't just copy other people in the market, because these still look a bit bland in my opinion, but the point is we're using their dialect in terms of Pilates may have a first-class offer, so therefore we want to convert 10 to 15 extra of those into new memberships, right? So we're using their dialect, their language, and their terminology, which is very important. For real estate, yeah, you would be getting more buyers or sellers essentially, but you get the point. And in terms of how AI can do this, sure, if we look at this, which is very simple. We have AI, which is the conversion, and that's what I would suggest if you were going to sell AI. On the back end, you never really explain this unless you have to on a call, but let's say you're helping a Pilates studio, you could essentially use AI in the WhatsApp booking system to get them more appointments. So when people search up for that Pilates studio, they can easily book a session through WhatsApp, and that is how the conversion is done. So it's very easily tied tangibly to the results, but you're not selling this, bear in mind. Let's say you're helping consultants, coaches, online trainers. You can use AI in the DM setting process for coaches, but you can't just rely on this. Also, you need to have a traffic to generate lead flow, right? Very important. If you're going to be helping coaches, sure, you can pair the AI in the DMs with organic, or maybe you could do influencer shout outs. I wouldn't recommend doing ads for the most part unless you are literally doing that as your main thing, and then AI, but hopefully this is making sense. It's very important to sell outcomes, not benefits, and a lot of people make that mistake, and that is something that I wish I knew when I first started, and that's why I wanted to make this video. So let's talk about the final AI fundamental thing that you need to understand before you get started with this. So AI from a first principles standpoint, first principles is you just boiling something down to its root cause. So if in this case, what is the benefit of AI to a business? Well, it simply lowers the cost of expertise within an organization. So this means that every single company has specific expertise in departments. You think about HR, human resources, they have experts in that field. Sales, they are experts in sales. Receptionists, they are experts. Lawyers, experts. So this is what a company typically has, and AI just simply reduces the cost of these when installed correctly. So for example, if you replace a receptionist with AI, you can increase an organization's profit by 30K per year, allowing you to cash collect a decent amount of that. And I would highly recommend you start small before going for the big businesses. If you think about Nike literally started by selling their trainers to, I believe it was basketball players. I could be wrong, or maybe runners. I think it was runners. They started selling trainers to runners, and then they pivoted into basketball, and then they were like, athletes want to win, so let's just sell our shoes to athletes. And then they realized everyone in life wants to win pretty much. So therefore they went and they expanded to a bigger market. But they started small in the same way that you should start small within a certain niche and then expand out. And that is probably the best way to go about it. Now, one thing that's very important is I am actually going to be doing a new offer on this channel. So in the next video or two, maybe the video after the next one. But my point is, if you subscribe, I'm going to be launching an AI offer for a local business and trying to get clients and just showing you the entire process, because I do believe it is still possible. But I think, as I said in this video, we need to be selling more of the end results, more of a transformation, because no one really wants AI. When you're charging a lot of money, there has to be tangible ROIs to it. So you have to get a return on investment, and that's what I'm trying to explain here, and not just you selling a shitty AI SimFlow agent or N8N1. It has become a lot more sophisticated in the market, in my opinion. But this is really what business owners want. So however you can get them results for their biggest pain point, do that. It doesn't have to be AI, I don't think. But yeah, we can definitely include it, and there are use cases for including it in the fulfillment. But hopefully you found this quick video valuable. I just wanted to make this and basically announce that I am going to be doing a bit of a challenge, whatever you want to call it, where I launch an AI offer and just take you through the process, through the good, through the bad, how I can make it work or not make it work. But I want to keep that fully raw and put it out on my channel in the next week or maybe 2 weeks. But I'll try my best to get that rolling for you guys. But if you enjoyed, just, I don't know, subscribe or whatever, not selling anything. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take it easy and have a wonderful day, and you can watch some more videos up here.